Okay, so ready to dive in. Today we're going to tackle something that I think honestly like everyone struggles with.
Yeah, for sure.
It's this like inner voice of resistance, that thing that holds us back from going after what we really want, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
And we're looking at this piece called The Spizz. It's by this guy Twisty,
Okay.
who, full disclosure, works with chiropractors. Like he helps them build their businesses and stuff.
Interesting. Okay.
But here's the thing, like even though it's, aimed at chiropractors, the stuff he talks about is so universal.
Yeah, I see that.
It's about that that inner battle we all have.
Yeah.
And he has this like really cool way of explaining it. And I'm really excited to hear your take on it actually. From your perspective, working with people, helping them break through those barriers.
Well, I think what really resonates with me about Twisty's approach is that he uses this metaphor of a gremlin.
Right.
This like little creature that lives inside us that whispers all these doubts and fears.
Yes. Like a little saboteur.
Exactly.
He even gives examples like, stay in bed, it's comfy here, or, whoa, hold up, unknown territory, danger, let's not.
Exactly. It's so relatable, right?
It's like he's reading my mind. And he says that the gremlin is, get this, loudest when you're at the starting line. What do you think about that? Why the starting line?
Well, I think there's a few things going on there. First, when we're at the starting line, we have no proof that we can actually do the thing.
Right. Yeah.
It's all just potential, right? So there's this huge fear of failure, uncertainty about our abilities.
Yeah, and that makes total sense. Like we haven't, proven to ourselves that we can do it yet.
Exactly. And our brains are wired for comfort and safety.
Right, of course.
So anything new or challenging triggers this alarm bell in our brain. It's like, whoa, potential danger, abort mission.
And that's where the gremlin comes in, right?
Exactly. It's trying to protect us in a way, but it's holding us back from growth.
There's this one line that kind of threw me off. He says, you'll never mute that voice. It's always going to be there. Doesn't that kind of make you feel like, what's the point then?
I actually don't see it as defeatist at all. It's more about like a shift in perspective. It's not about silencing the voice completely. It's about learning to manage it. Like think about your heart.
Okay, yeah.
You wouldn't try to stop it from beating, right? It's a vital function.
Right, of course.
And in a way, that inner voice, that gremlin, it's part of our survival mechanism too.
Huh, interesting.
But just like we can train our hearts to be stronger, we can train our minds to navigate those fears and make conscious choices.
So it's more about building that mental resilience.
Exactly. And Twisty actually gives some really practical advice for how to do that.
Yeah, he does. He talks about setting these, what does he call them? Micro wins.
Yes, micro wins.
So these are like those tiny, achievable steps, right?
Yeah. The things that help us build momentum and start to believe in ourselves.
Like what kind of things are we talking about here?
Well, it could be as simple as, making that first phone call for a project you've been putting off.
Oh, yeah.
Or outlining the first chapter of that book you've been dreaming of writing. Or, committing to 15 minutes of exercise today.
Yeah, stuff that's not, like, totally overwhelming.
Exactly. It's about breaking down those big goals into smaller, manageable chunks.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And he also mentions this idea of future satisfaction as a key motivator. What did you think of that?
I love that concept. It's about tapping into the long-term benefits of pushing past that initial resistance.
So, like visualizing how good it'll feel when you actually achieve the goal.
Yes. Imagining that sense of accomplishment, the pride, the confidence, and, how achieving this goal will positively impact other areas of your life.
Yeah, because sometimes that initial hurdle just feels so big.
Right. And the gremlin is all about keeping you stuck in that feeling.
So if someone's listening to this and they're like, okay, I'm ready to wrestle my gremlin, where do I even start? What's like one simple thing they could try today?
One of the most powerful techniques is to simply name the voice. Like actually say to yourself, okay, gremlin, I hear you. You're scared of failure. But guess what? I'm going to take this one small step anyway.
Huh. So just acknowledging it, takes away some of its power.
Exactly. By acknowledging the fear, you separate yourself from it, and then you act, because action is the antidote to fear.
That's so good. It's like you're not trying to pretend the gremlin isn't there. You're just like not letting it control you.
Exactly.
I love that. This has been so insightful. So for everyone listening, we all have that gremlin, right?
Yeah.
But we also have the power to choose whether we let it run the show.
Absolutely.
And to kind of leave you with something to think about, what's one micro win you could achieve today? one small step toward that goal that really matters to you.
It's a great question to ask yourself.
It is. It is. So, yeah, think about that. And thanks for listening, everyone.
Absolutely.
And we'll see you next time for another deep dive.
Sounds good.